Yeah.
Yeah, we just had relaxing music playing, so you might just want to get people to wake.
Welcome back for Gather and Grow session 2 of 3. I'm seeing some familiar faces. Hi, Susan. Hi, Rachel, Anya, and Patty and Neve. Good to see you all. Hi, David and Kevin. Welcome back. Thanks for being here with me. Hi, Claire. For those of you joining for the first time, my name is Aaliyah, and I'm representing Seed Scholars, and I am graciously being hosted by St. John of God's here with you all, and this is in partnership with Creative Ireland, County Westmeath. So today we're going to do some quick introductions and situate ourselves back together and in our own places. And we're going to play a game and focus some more on plants this week. So last time, it was more on place in general. And this time we'll be getting into some more thinking and practicing with plants. So that being said, I'm calling from Dublin today. I'm in a different place, so my surroundings look a little different. I'm usually in the polytunnel. Today I'm inside because it was a bit noisy out there. So I'm calling from Dublin. If you're also calling from Dublin, can I see some hands? See where everybody's at? See some Scott hands. See some David hands, some other Dublin-based people. If you're calling from west of Dublin, I see some hands over here. West of Dublin, Audrey, very good. And anyone east? Can't really. Is anyone in the ocean? Anyone in the sea? North? Calling from north, looking around. I'm calling from north. And from south of me? Anybody from the south? Lovely. Okay, great. Well, good to see all of you. Audrey, is it okay if I share my screen for some bits?
You should be able to have your
Yeah,
co-host.
I can. Yeah, cool. Great. So I think I'm sharing my screen now. Hooray. Okay. So it's loading. There we are. Okay. So to do our introductions today, last time we shared some stories about place and we did some tours and saw some of the places where you're calling from. And I wanted to dig a little deeper into that today. And to do that, hopefully we brought some paper and something to write with. So if you have that, you can take it out. I have my little notebook here. But now's the time to take that out. And instead of launching right into sharing verbally, I thought we could just take a minute to draw something about our place. So it could be a picture of a story about your place, could be a particular part of a place that makes you feel a certain way. It's quite open. So if you have your paper and pen, I'm going to see, or it could be colored pencils or any kind of thing to draw or write with. You might even do it on a phone or an iPad, really whatever you have with you is fine. And we're just going to take a minute to draw a place or something about the place. And we're going to hold those up and see what we have together. So I'm going to draw mine. You can take a minute to draw yours. I'm definitely not an artist, but maybe I am. I can have a growth mindset about that. Okay, we're just gonna have one more minute so it can be a very quick drawing, more like a sketch. Okay. So, finishing up. All right. It's totally fine if you're still doing a drawing or wrapping up. I'm going to quickly show you mine. So here's my sketch. This is a picture of a beech tree. This is the beech tree. And I drew this because about a year ago in a storm, a big beech tree fell at the farm where I was spending a lot of time. And I could tell because I spent some time with its base, with its trunk, that it was a very, very old tree. It was over 100 years old. And it made me feel sad to see it fall. But now a year later, when I've gone back to that tree, I've noticed already there's so much life still living with that tree. There's loads of fungi and insects and birds finding twigs that are still on that tree. So initially it made me feel sad, but now I'm noticing there's still a lot of life in that tree. And that's a story about the place on the farm that feels like it's part of me now, that I'm seeing that change happening. So that's my little drawing and story. If we all could just quickly, I'll stop sharing. And if you would like to, I don't know if this works with the recording, but if we could go into grid view, if you can go into grid view on your own screen, or just flip through if you would like to hold up something you drew. If you want to try holding it up to your screen so we could take a look. You drew something?
Mine. I drew a picture of a house with a tree beside it, and it's just home for me is my special place, and home in Kilcock is my special place.
Yeah. Lovely. Thanks, Audrey. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else want to show us their picture or tell us about what they drew?
I think I see Neve drawing away. Neve, Jordan, are you drawing their picture? You can give me a thumbs up. Are you ready to show?
I know it was a fast one.
Yeah. No, she's gone.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to share?
John Monaghan, I think. John, you're slightly bright. We can't see you. Want to unmute? Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Yeah.
What did you draw?
No, I think it's going to be all right. Nothing changed today.
What did you say, John?
I was going tomorrow.
You're going to do it tomorrow?
Yeah. No, I just planted seeds today, that's all. I didn't plant, that's why.
Some plants and seeds?
Yeah, planting seeds. Yeah.
Lovely. Very nice. Thanks,
John.
That's perfect. Would anyone else want to share something they drew? Ethan, you want to share?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Just wait.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think Ethan's just starting to draw.
Us working away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ethan, we'll come back and check in with you when we're ready. Any other pictures, or anyone want to share something about their place? It's okay if you don't have a picture.
I think I've seen Susan drawing something.
Susan's working away.
I was busy. I've drawn a picture of the window that I have right next to me actually. And my new current place is Scotland. So I'm coming to you guys from Edinburgh today. So I drew some little birds and some trees that I can see from my window and my new place at the moment.
Lovely. And Susan's actually going to join for the in-person sessions for anyone who can make it to those in January. And I'll share some more about that at the end. But there's Susan, and she'll be back in Ireland by then. Great. So I know that was really quick sketch time. So you can keep checking back in with that drawing. Leslie, did you want to share? I saw a wave from Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. Is your mum there? Oh, there you go. Hi, Miss Kelly.
Okay, Leslie, what would you like to say? Plants. You know plants.
Plants.
Yeah. You planted them yesterday. You're planting yesterday even.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Do you have those near you, Leslie?
Yeah. Sometimes.
When you're taking care of them?
Yeah. You water them.
Watering those plants. Lovely, Leslie.
Yeah.
That's part of your place too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, we'll keep those drawings by us. And if you want to doodle away as we're chatting through, perhaps we'll have some more images later on. And before we get into some more about plants, let's just wake up a little bit more, easing into our session together. So we're going to do a roots and shoots stretch today. So when I say roots, you can take a deep breath in and reach down to your toes, to the earth, to the roots. And when we go to shoots, we're going to stretch up as if we're reaching out with our shoots or our branches.
I'm sorry. Neve has her picture up.
Oh, perfect.
Sorry.
Thanks, Audrey. No, thank you. Let me see. I have to find Neve. There it is, Neve. Oh, look at that. Neve, would you like to describe your image for us?
That's a house with a tree in the back.
Excellent.
And the sun.
And the sun. Beautiful. Lovely. And is that the place where you are right now?
Yeah.
Beautiful, Neve. Thank you for sharing. How tall is that tree? A really big one, or is it a small one?
Big one.
It's a big one. Yeah, I can tell from the size on the drawing. Lovely. Thanks, Neve. Thanks for sharing. And we'll try to check back in with more of you later on. And with that, let's breathe in and reach up for our shoots. And breathe out. Let it shake. And breathe in. Reach down to our roots. You can't see me anymore. And let it out. Breathe out, shake it out, shake it out. And again, roots. And shoots. Shoots and roots, I've mixed them up, my bad. Either way, plants can grow all different directions. Lovely. And whatever stretch feels good, waking up, getting into our session together. Great stuff. So I'm going to share my screen again. And I have an ambitious schedule for us. So we'll see what happens. But I was first hoping we could play a game that helps us practice with that owl eyes strategy that we were trying last time we were together. And that will help awaken our senses, especially our sight. And we can use that when we're out in nature exploring plants and other things in the more than human world. Then I was going to have a quick chat with you about this idea of the honorable harvest. We'll do some quick thinking about plant identification so we can build our skills for identifying plants out and about. And then we're going to highlight a few plants that are quite common in lots of places in Ireland and think about how we can forage them responsibly and safely and make some tea. So we're going to try that together by the end, and then we'll close out all together. So that's our ambitious agenda for today. We'll see what we get done. So the first thing is this game called Head Honcho, which helps us with practicing the owl eyes strategy. So as a quick reminder, I'm going to stop sharing again. Okay, as a quick reminder for owl eyes, that's the one that was helping us focus in with our sight. And we learned this along with deer ears and the fox walk. So for owl eyes, we talked about getting our owl wings and having them very far out as they can be. So if you start here in front and without moving your head and lightly wiggling those fingers, moving the fingers apart slowly, as wide as you can go while still seeing both sets of fingers in your peripheral vision. I angled out because my hands are going so far apart. Yeah, as far as you can go. That was a big one. And then also we were trying it going up and down. So bringing our hands, palms together and moving as high and as low with each of those hands as we can, wiggling the fingers a little bit and seeing how far you can separate without moving your head and still see both sets of your fingers. Lovely. Okay, wow, it was quite big. So widening all of our peripheral vision, and this is going to help us out in nature for sure, and we're also going to play a game right now to practice it. I have not tried this game on Zoom, so we're going to find out if it works. It's called Head Honcho. Thumbs up. Has anyone played this game? Does anyone know the game Head Honcho? Okay, we are going to have some fun. Okay, so Kevin's saying some of us know the game perhaps. We'll give it a go. So here's how it works. We're going to choose a guesser and we're going to send the guesser away. So whoever's the guesser with this Zoom version is going to have to be very responsible and really go away so that they can't hear us. And the rest of us are going to choose the head honcho. And the head honcho is the person who's going to lead our community for that round of the game. And they're going to lead the community by doing different motions. So if we were together in person, we could also be using our deer ears because we would be making sounds, but we're going to stay on silent because it would be too much noise at once on Zoom. So this one is helping us with owl eyes, and we're going to do different motions. So the head honcho might choose to go like this. Yeah, I see some people trying it out. Claire's trying it out, Leslie's trying it, Daniel's trying it. Nice. Okay, and then they might change the motion, and the motion might change to this. Yeah. And they might change it again. Maybe they're going to go like this. Maybe they're going to do a dance move. Who knows? Or they could even go like this. So there's lots of things they can do, really any motion, but the motion has to be simple and it has to last for at least 10 seconds. Because if the head honcho goes like this, it's too hard for everyone to follow along. It's too quick, and the guesser will have no chance. So we're trying to give the guesser a chance to use their owl eyes and to find out who is the head honcho, because we're all going to be copying the head honcho. And the head honcho has to be sneaky and try to change the motion every 10 seconds or so until the guesser finds out who they are. And the guesser gets 3 guesses. So the guesser might say, I think the head honcho is Kian. I think the head honcho is Jackie. I think the head honcho is David, until they hopefully get it right. And if they don't get it right, it's still okay. They are still using their observation skills. So thumbs up. Do you think you can try it? Yeah? Okay, cool. We're going to give it a go. Can I see some flower fingers for someone who would like to be the guesser? Someone who wants to be sent off. Someone who wants to be sent away. Okay. I'm gonna checking through. I see a good few flower fingers, so I'm gonna try to guess randomly. How about Claire? Claire, would you like to be the guesser? Can I see a thumbs up, Claire? Yeah? You want to try it? Perfect. So Claire, that means right now you have to cover, oh, well, you have to hear us actually, don't you? Yeah, cover your eyes. Cover your eyes, Claire, like this. Yeah, you can't see Claire. And I am going to, oh, how am I going to choose you? Maybe Claire, if you could cover your ears. Claire, can you cover your ears and close your eyes for just 10 seconds? Count to 10, like this. Okay. And now we have to choose the head honcho while she's covering their eyes. Who wants to be the head honcho? Jackie. Okay, Jackie. Jackie, show me thumbs up. Okay, Jackie, we're all copying Jackie, guys. So we need to look at her and follow her motions. Okay, Claire, come back. Claire, are you there? Perfect. Okay. So, we're going to be silent and we're going to start. So, let's start with the motions. Okay, we're all copying who we know the head honcho is. Claire, you can take yourself off mute because you have 3 guesses. Claire, do you have a first guess?
Jackie.
Who is it?
Jackie.
Jackie? You got Jackie already? Well done, Jackie and Claire, and everyone for participating. Okay, should we try one more round? Yeah? Okay, let's give it another go. Well done. That was your first guess. Goodness gracious. Flower fingers for who else would like to be a guesser? Okay. Daniel, would you like to guess? Thumbs up if you'd like to guess, Daniel.
I want to guess. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So Daniel, you have to close your eyes and plug your ears for 10 seconds, okay? No listening. Okay. Who wants to be the head honcho? All right.
Yes.
Okay, guys, it's gonna be Ethan. Ethan. Thumbs up from Ethan. Okay. Okay. Daniel, come back. Are you back, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So Daniel, you can stay off mute and you get 3 guesses. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Close your eyes just for 2 seconds because we're going to start the motions. Head honcho, please start. Head honcho, please start. Okay, Daniel, you can come back.
Opening my hands.
Yeah. You're using your owl eyes. You're seeing our hands.
The hands.
Yeah.
Turning.
Yeah. Do you have any guesses for who the head honcho is?
Yes.
Who is it?
I think it's
Any guesses?
it's Jonathan.
Jonathan, good guess, but no, it's not Jonathan.
It's you.
No, it's not me.
Oh. Okay.
Last guess, Daniel.
Oh,
What did you say?
Susan.
Susan. Oh, such good guesses, but it was, drum roll, Ethan. Ethan, you fooled the guesser. And great guessing, Daniel. Well done. Nice work. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was fun. Good job, everyone. That was a tricky game to do on Zoom. And our guessers used very good owl eyes for trying to figure out who on this screen is the head honcho. So, and we were all doing a great job working as a team to try to fool them. So nice work. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen for our next bit. Okay, so we're about to get into some more about plants and identifying them, finding them in the wild, and using them for practical things like making tea. Now that we've returned to our place ideas that we started last week, we're going to move forward. And before we start, I was wondering what your ideas are about ethical reciprocity between the human and natural world. Another way to say that is, what do you think about how humans and plants give and take from each other? And animals. Humans and the more than human world. How do we give and take from each other? Any ideas? What do we take from the natural world?
Ethan has his hand up, Aaliyah.
Okay, Ethan, what do you think?
I can pick the database.
We pick which?
Database color yellow and brown.
Can you use your love, Ethan?
So also it's a database also Barbara Brothers as inside Debbie this BI.
Picking from the plant?
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw a bird doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So eating from different things in the natural world, whether it's birds or humans?
Yeah. You see, please, you let me give me plants.
That's the type of plant.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks, Ethan. How else do we give and take from the natural world, would you say? Do we give anything back to the natural world? Do we give anything to nature?
John Monahan has his hand up there. John?
John, what do you think?
No, no, I think it's, no, I think, no, I think I can see stuff there. I see stuff there.
You see something there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the family is nice to the garden, I say.
Hmm.
It's nice, it's nice.
It's nice?
I say. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be nice, I'd agree. If there is reciprocity, if there is give and take.
Yeah, I think it's something to take.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all.
Thanks, John. So one last idea. Do you think we can give and take with the natural world, or do we just give? Do we just take? What do you think?
Anybody?
Last ideas on this. Do we plant? Here, let's try this. Thumbs up if you think that humans plant seeds. Do we plant seeds? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Or sort of. Thumbs up? Okay. Some of us aren't ready to share. That's fine. Okay. Okay, thumbs down. Everyone put your hands down. Thumbs up if you think that we use things from nature for making paper. Do we make paper with something from nature? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of thinking to do about this. So we'll just leave that there and keep it on our minds. But that's part of what we'll be trying to weave in when we think about plants and how we might use them with foraging. So some of the ones that I wrote into the message and I said in the video to prepare, some of you might have mint or chamomile for today. Chamomile, sorry. That was my American accent. Mint or chamomile. Yeah, I see Audrey, I think, has them. And those are ones we can find quite commonly around different parts of Ireland. And when we're foraging plants like those, and foraging is when we're picking them for our own use, I would love us to keep in mind the idea of the honorable harvest. And this is something I learned about from a writer and a scholar named Robin Wall Kimmerer in a book called Braiding Sweetgrass. And it's about ways of knowing in nature. And it's the idea that whatever we take, especially as humans, we should do it respectfully and thinking about how we can also give back. So if we take some plants to use for this tea, for example, it's important that we don't just see the world as the natural world as something that can keep giving and giving and giving. We see it as a relationship where we also give back. So whenever we take, we don't take too much, definitely no more than half, and we also try to show our gratitude and give back. So just to think about that when we think about plants and taking, so we also think about giving. There's just a few images about leaves and how to identify plants that we're gonna browse through. And that's just to help us as we're looking around with our owl eyes to start to identify what we're seeing. And we might not know what the leaf or plant is, but we can start to have a vocabulary of how to talk about them. And that can help us eventually learn to identify them and find out exactly what they are, especially when we're going to pick them for eating, so that we know 150%, we know 150% sure that it's the right thing. So there's different ways of classifying leaves, of figuring out what they are. And what we're going to go through is part of a dichotomous key. And this is a key of yeses and nos, and you're finding out, does this leaf match this type or this type? And once you find out, you can keep traveling down this key. And we're just going to look at a few different parts of that key as an introduction before we make tea. So there's different types of leaves. These are some different shapes to start with. The palmate one, the one that looks like this, like a horse chestnut. Palmate, like the palm of your hand, if you can hold up the palm of your hand and compare it to that image on the screen, can look like our hand. And pinnate is the one where they come out like this with matching leaves. And bipinnately is when that's happening on both sides, like you can see in that image. And simple is just that usual leaf we're used to from a beech tree and those lovely ones. Leaf arrangement. This is another way of thinking about, oops. Oh, I didn't skip it. Of thinking about the plants and thinking about where they're placed. Alternate, like you can see in this one. Can you see my mouse by chance? Can you see where I'm pointing with my mouse? Thumbs up if you can see it. I'm hovering it over. No? Okay, I'll describe it. So alternate is the second leaf picture. And it's where the stem bits come out in different spots. So that's how you know that it's alternate. And whorled is when they kind of swirl around each other, and opposite is when the leaves come out right next to each other. There's also thinking about the shapes. There's lots to think about, and this is just giving you a big dump of all of these ways of thinking about leaves, because sometimes, at least for me when I'm walking around in nature, sometimes I can look at a field of grass and just think, oh, there's a bunch of leaves, there's a bunch of grass. And then when I look more carefully, I notice, wow, there's actually a ton of shapes and different shades of green in there. And it's actually not just grass, it's loads of stuff. So that's what we're starting to think about today. So yeah, with the shape, it can be needle-like, like on a pine, or scale-like. It can be linear in a long line, or oblong. There's lots of different shape names. There's loads of fancy words for them. And you can also look at the veins of a leaf. And if some of you have your mint or chamomile with you right now, you can be starting to look at those leaves and compare them to the shapes that we're seeing on the screen. I'm going to start taking mine out actually to compare. So I'm taking out my chamomile. I'm about to make a nice green mess on my table, which is great. So here's my chamomile, for example. And I also have some mint leaves. There's a mint leaf. So I'm looking at it and studying the veins, especially if you hold it up to the light, like I'm seeing with the sun, you can see the veins a bit better. And you can notice if they're parallel. So if they're long veins all lined up straight next to each other, or if they're pinnate or palmate. Does anyone have a guess for this one? Is it parallel, pinnate, or palmate with its veins? Any guesses?
Okay, Ethan had his hand up there.
Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah, it's good. So I'll be look the blood, but not yet. I have Scarlet.
That's Ethan's picture of place from earlier, Emilia.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me scroll down there. I want to see it. Ethan, I'm coming. Oh, wow. Ethan, what do you have there?
I have these members. I just don't send the out breast. I don't send the doubles you have on the for picture of our last year. This is the same as this. We send
Awesome.
3 dogs
Thanks,
every double little deer.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let me see.
Right.
Thanks,
great,
Ethan. That's super. Thanks for sharing, Ethan.
I think
And
Daniel
Ethan,
as well. Sorry.
oh yeah, sorry. Daniel, did you say something?
Yes. I saw the edges of a leaf when it comes to stem.
You saw the edges.
Yes.
Yeah, the edges are another really important part to look at. And sometimes they're called the margins.
Yes.
And we're going to look at those too. And I think this one is pinnate because, because the veins aren't all side by side. And Ethan actually reminded me that another really great way to identify the leaves is if you put it underneath a page and you do a rubbing with a crayon, it will show the outline of the leaf, the margins, like you said, Daniel, and it will show the veins really well. So that's another way to help with figuring out what is what.
Figure out.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Daniel.
You're welcome.
So yeah, here's the shape of the margin, just like Daniel was mentioning. So sometimes you'll see that they're toothed. You'll see that they're kind of serrated like this, and they look like they have little jagged edges. And sometimes they can be really smooth. So I'm going to find you one that's smoother, like this. So this one, check out the veins on this leaf. So if we look at our last slide, this one is more parallel. See how the lines go side by side? And this one is more pinnate because they're angled out like a bunch of Ys. And this one has these jagged margins. I'll go back to this page. These serrated margins. See there? Like little teeth. And this one, does this one have jagged margins or does it look more smooth? You can also run your finger along the edge and see what it feels like. Sometimes it can be a little tickly. So yeah, this one has gentler margins. So there's loads of ways to think about these things. And you can also think about the apex, its tip. I'm just trying to find, yeah, what you can see. Okay, yeah, so what are the tips looking like on the leaf? Are they pointy? Are they rounded? And there's these scientific words for them, which are fun to know. And I can share the slides with St. John of God's if people want to go back and check their leaves. and the base. So what does it look like where the leaf meets the bottom, where it meets its stem? Is it rounded or pointy or square? And there's words like obtuse and truncated to describe that. You can examine your leaves. Lovely. So, here's just some to take a look at. And some of them are spikier, some are needles, some have opposite leaves, some are pinnate. So just thinking about all of these different shapes and ways of describing leaves. And even though we can look at two green things sometimes and just say, oh, some green things, there are these tools for identifying them and finding out what they are. So I'm gonna give mine a quick go in describing it. So if you want to get your leaves ready too, give yours a go. I have a whole bag of leaves here. This one has opposite. Oh no, it has alternating leaves. If you look closely, the leaves are not right across from each other. They're alternating. These are alternating leaves. They have serrated edges on the margins. Like, look at all that toothing. And in terms of color, it is more silvery on the back. So this is the back of the leaf, and this is the front of the leaf. It's darker green, and the back is more silvery. And that's why it's called silver weed, actually. And I noticed that it has, you can see it's kind of a tube shaped when you cut it at the stem. That's something else I noticed about it. Sometimes they're full and solid, but this is open and tube shaped. And those are some noticings I have about this leaf. Would anyone like to share about a leaf they have to describe it a little more so than just this is a green leaf? What do you notice about your leaf? Susan, you want to share? Hi. Oh, you can't speak.
Hi, sorry.
Hi. No worries.
So I have a little mint leaf, and first of all, it smells delicious. It smells really, really good. And the new word I've learned today is that it has a serrated edge on it. So like Aaliyah was saying, if you bring your finger around the side, it's a tiny little bit prickly. And I noticed at the bottom as well, it's kind of rounded. So it doesn't quite come in at the end, it's quite round. So that's my little mint leaf and what I've learned about it.
Great. So now it's more than just a little green thing. It's got a great smell, and we're going to use that in a minute. And we have some more details on its shapes. So thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
If anyone else would like to share about their own leaf, or you can give it a go to describe the leaf I'm holding. I'm holding up a different one now. Does anyone want to try describing this leaf? What do you notice about this leaf? Its colors, its shape. Kian, you want to give it a go? Oh, sorry.
Would anyone like to have a go? Kian?
Tree.
It's green. Yeah. Do you notice any other colors?
It's quite a big leaf, isn't it, Kian?
Yeah, this one is like the size of my face. Anything else about it? Does it look rough or smooth?
Oh, yeah,
Little rough?
yeah.
Does it have holes or is it all full?
Yeah.
It looks like it's been eaten by something.
Oh,
Yeah. Had some nibbles out of it. Thanks, Kian. And
Jackie's
anything to add?
three.
Can you say that one more time?
Jackie was waving up a branch as well.
Oh, Jackie.
Mm.
What do you have there, Jackie?
Thanks, Kian.
Oh,
Thanks, Kian.
Jackie.
Thank you. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
I have this. It's kind of a leaf. It's brown leaf,
Yeah.
and I tied it up with twigs outside.
Lovely.
On this outside, up there, got a brown leaf.
Is it
It's
easier to
scallop.
hold it? Yeah. What do you notice about the leaf?
And there's a scallop. Stick your tape all around it.
Yeah. Yeah. You held it on to that twig. And
Yeah,
it
I
looks
put
like
it
it's
twig
crinkly
and I
when you
rubbed
touch
around
it.
Oh, roots that is fallen.
Yeah.
That's it.
I hear that crinkliness when you touch it.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. So yeah, and just so you know, the other one, this one was the silver weed, and this one is a dock leaf. And I bet you've seen loads of these around. And I've heard many times if I'm stung by a nettle, someone says, go get a dock leaf and rub it onto your nettle sting and it might help. And there's different opinions about whether or not it works. But some people think it's the right choice for them, which works for you. So there's some thinking about some different plants. And when you go out and about using your owl eyes into nature this week, see if you can try to pick out some green things and describe them using some of these words we've experimented with, or just if you notice anything more or different than you did before. And now we're going to super speedy go through some of these plants and make a quick tea. And if you have your mint or chamomile, a mug, and some hot water with you, now's the time to have it out. So if you have that with you, you are invited to bring it out now to the tea party. And as you're gathering that, I'm just going to chat you through a few bits about those plants. Oh, but before I do, I should just say, whenever you do pick plants for eating, thinking about the idea of the honorable harvest and taking only what you need and also giving back is really important. And also remembering that not all plants are edible and not all plants are going to make us feel good because our bodies are all different. So if you're going to take any large dose of any plant, definitely make sure you ask a medical professional and get confirmation on that. But these mint and chamomile, especially if you got them at the store and you know that they're mint and chamomile, or you 150% know, and you consulted your guidebook and someone else who knows. If you take them in low doses which is just a cup or two in a tea per day, it should be fine. But anything more than that, we should double check that it's okay for our bodies. And if you have allergies or anything, make sure that you're okay with those plants. That's my disclaimer. But here's a bit about plantain, and that's one of the leaves I was holding up before. So plantain is really, really common around Ireland. And there's broadleaf, which is this one. It's kind of a bulkier kind. And there's also narrow leaf plantain, which would just be a skinnier leaf. But it also has these parallel veins, and that's what kind of gives it away. These veins that line up and don't cross each other. And it's this bright green leaf. It's very common on road verges and in fields. So if you're foraging it, you want to make sure that it's not something that maybe a dog peed on or that is unsavory in a different way. But it's really, really good for you. And it's really good medicine for many humans. So it's perennial, which means it grows year-round here. And it can be eaten raw, like in a salad, or it can be cooked or made into a tea, like we can try today if you have plantain with you. Health benefits include reducing inflammation, improving digestion. It's also kind of used as a nature Band-Aid. Some people will put it on a wound or crush it up, and it can stop intense bleeding. So that's plantain, and some ideas for how to identify it. And you can make it into a tea or have it in a salad. There's many ways you can use these plants. Mint, which some of you might have, is, I'm just going to take it out. I have this big bag of plants from my foraging adventure. So here's mint. And the variety I have is chocolate mint. There's many varieties of mint, and this one actually smells like chocolate. And the best way, if you want to smell an herbal plant to get the smell, is to rub the leaf. So if you have your leaf with you, you can rub the leaf and smell your fingers. It gets a more potent smell if you rub the leaf and smell your fingers rather than just smelling the leaf. So it's really good for vitamin A. It's good for eye health, has a strong dose of antioxidants. And also, of course, it's good for your breath. So if you have some mint tea, it's really nice for your breath if you've ever had mint chewing gum or something like that. And finally, chamomile can reduce inflammation. Looks like this. It has these feathery leaves, and it has a nice yellow and white flower and petal. This one's dying, but that's okay. And it can reduce anxiety and help with sleep. A lot of people, it relaxes people. And I know we're about to finish up, so I just wanted to quickly show you. Audrey, do I have time to show 2 minutes of tea making?
Yeah, I think so. Shelley is up next. So,
oh, sorry, Shelley.
Shelley, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Fine.
Sorry, Shelley. Thanks. So for the tea, have a little station, and what you do is you can have a regular or a medicinal dose of tea. If you have a cold or flu, you would just let the leaves stay in the boiling water for longer. So that's the only big difference if you want a medicinal versus a regular dose. And what I would do, and what you can do if you have your leaf with you, is you want to have about 1 tablespoon of the leaves. So I'm just taking my leaves off. I already washed them. I'm gathering up my leaves off of the plant. And you don't need to chop them up really, because you're just going to steep them in the water. So this is about a tablespoon of my mint leaves. Smells so nice. And you can use one of these kind of tea strainers for steeping it. Some other people might use these tea holders where you can put loose leaf tea inside. So that's another way. Or you might just have a tea bag, which is also fine. And if you have the loose ones, for me, I'm going to put it into here. This is my container. So 1 tablespoon of the leaves. And with mine, it connects in here. So it's really made for loose leaf tea, which is great. And then you can pour. I have a flask of my boiling water and pour it in. If you have a teapot or if you just have a mug, that's fine too. And then you would have the tea steeping in the pot or the mug for 2 to 5 minutes if it's a regular one, or 10 minutes or more if it's for a cold or flu treatment. The more time you let it steep, the more potent it will be. And then that's it. You have yourself a wild forage tea. So that was very speedy, but that's the gist of it. And we can chat more about it next week. Yeah, that's our time. And there's this optional feedback form and the forest school you can join with the event link if you would like, and I will send those on to St. John of God. So thank you for having me, and sorry I went over time.
Thanks so much, Aaliyah. It was nice meeting you, Susan. So we all say big love. Thank you to